Nolan Grayson, otherwise known as Omni-Man, known for his brutal nature and a conqueror of worlds. But how strong is he? Omni-Man's most infamous feat of him flying to the Mantis planet in just a week, with the distance of said planet being stated inside the official handbook of the Invincible Universe that it's located in the Virgo Supercluster Quadrant, which is a real-life quadrant that is 65 million light years away from Earth. With said feat being calculated, it goes upwards of way over 3 billion times the speed of light. Now it's come to my attention that a lot of people have contentions with Omni-Man scaling to his flight speed, as in said handbook it states that he makes subspace jumps. This isn't true, as for one it says it closely relates to subspace transportation, and it explains that smart atoms can retain information and their current state by passing information throughout each other, with a miniature subatomic subspace between each other instantaneously. Essentially, they just keep the body together with said miniature subspaces. In doing so, it's also stated they can ignore inertia on some level with their flight. Not to mention that it directly says that this only occurs when they first reach their max speed, meaning without this explanation, they still need to get to said speed first. And even if you disregard this, Thrag is able to catch and react said Omni-Man mid-flight. And with an even stronger Omni-Man being able to tango with said Thrag, he would undoubtedly scale to his now speed. And with the absolute minimum, Alan is someone who is stated to have equal fighting or combat speed to his flight speed, with Alan flying from Earth to the coalition of planets, which ironically is also stated to be in this Virgo quadrant, with Omni-Man at his weakest to be able to contend with an even stronger Alan, making it consistent that Omni-Man has these massively faster than speed of light speeds. With Omni-Man being blatantly above an early Mark with the horrendous beatdown he gave him, we can easily scale him off of Mark's feats, such as he tanked a nuclear bomb potent enough to cause the biggest solar flare in history, with an average solar flare releasing energy to the 25th power of joules. This early multi-continental scaling is consistent for said Mark, as in his fight against Alan, he was able to crush him into the moon so fast that all the debris moving at such speeds was calculated upwards at 8.19 times 10 to the 28th joules, almost moon level actually. With said moon level power being consistent for Omni-Man, as it's been stated that 37 average Viltrumites, some nearly dead, have enough power to rip the Earth in half, with said feat being calculated at moon level, and even stronger Omni-Man being so strong that Viltrumite hybrids just be killing themselves by crashing into him, with dozens of them doing this. You can easily say him just existing would be on that moon level echelon. However, there is a higher end to make these lower characters' feats more consistent for Omni-Man, and it's that he played a major role or factor in destruction of planet Viltrum. And real quick, just to debunk the notion that people say that he doesn't scale to it due to Infinity Ray weakening the planet's core, and the fact that Thetis claims that if they did not struck at the right time they would die. However, the terminology they use is could, not will, thus based off his own words he was unsure if they would die or not. And he shouldn't be taken as a completely reliable source, as he is someone who has been fighting for years and wouldn't know his or others' capabilities to a T. And if you say that the Infinity Ray did weaken the planet enough where they could destroy it, that's fine, as all the calculations made about this is actually calculating the actual damage we see them cause, not theoretical damage or explosion of Viltrum. With said destruction of Viltrum being calculated at its lowest small planetary to consistently planetary for each contributor, to the actual explosion after the initial destruction, which they all tanked as they were caught in it, with the explosion actually being calculated essentially at dwarf star levels of power. However, there's a higher interpretation for Viltrum, which stems from Space Racer and his Infinity Ray. In issue 35, it's explained by Omni-Man that the Infinity Ray was said to be able to destroy not only planets but stars as well. However, this was only theories at the time, but when he actually confronted him, he learned that both him and his guns and the capabilities, even though as far-fetched as they seemed, were all real. Thus meaning his gun can actually destroy stars, yet did less damage to Viltrum than what he did, and he was a far bigger contributor to destruction than the gun itself. This would be giving Omni-Man star levels of attack power, which can be consistent as if you go over the fact that he's already established these skills above an early Mark, who is able to kill dinosaurs from what we've implied effortlessly, which he's able to one-shot Omnipotus. which inside the official guide to the Invincible Universe is stated that he was able to destroy a star system via a chain reaction he caused. It's also stated right underneath that section that anything he destroys, he absorbs the energy of said destruction and allocates it to his own power, which a star system is just a small cluster of stars, essentially giving omnipotence, or anyone that scales off or to him or even above him would be in those solar system ranges of attack potency. So for Omni-Man's attack potency at the lowest, he is multi-continental, to more consistently he is solar system level.